Hello, Direct Dash here. I'm here with a guide on my top 10 tips on AFK Arena. I've been playing this game for about 6 months now, so I just thought I'd pass down some tips on what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Okay, so my first tip is I'm playing on a phone, so I will be looking down every now and then. That's what I'm looking at. So tip 1 is friends list. First thing you want to do is get 30 friends. You can get these quite easy by going in chat, and you can go in global chat, and people always asking to be added, just like you see there. So you're going to get 30 friends straight away. And another thing you want to do is make sure these friends are active. I have a policy that I remove people that aren't quite active. So here I've got a 7-day person and a 4-day person. And a 3-day person. We'll get rid of them and we'll replace them with some new people. So that's something you want to do, is just make sure that that friends list is full and has active people. That's my first tip. You need to keep it, you need to have active people to receive the hearts that you can use to summon people. Tip 2 is the fast forward button. So the reason I wanted to bring this one up is because as you get a higher level and higher VIP status, you get more fast forwards. At the moment I get 5. You don't want to use it once it costs more than 80 gems, because your turnaround for what you get isn't worth 100 gems. Third tip is the shop. So a lot of things are in the shop, and a lot of things are meant to lure you in with gems. You don't want to be spending your gems on them. So the only real things you really want to be concentrating on is the Stardust, because as you get higher level you'll always be chasing your requirement for that. So that's something you want to get used to buying as often as you can. It only costs coin and you want to buy it pretty much every day. The only exception to spending gems I use is for soul stones. They're quite cheap when they come in the store, and they're the only things that are really worth spending. Don't use your gems to buy items, because you get them as you level up and you'll just be wasting a lot of gems. It might be helpful sometimes, you might think to do it, but it's not worth the gems. The gems are more important. The guild store is a good place if you do need items, is just to get them. This is where you get your items from. You spend your gems, your guild coins on items here. The barracks, again, you save up until you got enough for soul stones. I don't really recommend that you buy them on the lower ones. You want to spend it on the more expensive ones. The Labyrinth store, this is down to preference. You don't want to be buying any of the lower ones or the dust, really. You don't want it, unless you've got some spare, then buy the dust, but you don't really want to be doing that. Again, this is down to what hero you want, and this is preference to you. And then the challenger store, as you unlock when you're higher, is you can, again, down to preference on who you want to buy. So tip 4, don't use your Mythic Heroes for candy, for upgrading. And the reason people tend to try and do this is to speed things up here. It's like, if I wanted this, some people might not want to wait and use that as candy. You don't want to be doing that, because as you get closer to the end game, you need pretty much all the heroes you can get. They all come in very handy. They come in handy in the King's Tower. You'll need sets of each one, and they come in handy for the league, the Legends challenge as well. Arena comes in handy there as well. So tip 5 is rinse and repeat. So you'll get stuck on a level just like this, and you think you're not even close to doing it. One thing you should get used to doing is doing the level again and again. Sometimes you can do the level 100 times, and on the 100th one you'll win. So get used to just doing it over and over and over again, because sometimes it does win. Tip 6 is rearranging your heroes. One thing people don't often do is just move heroes around The reason I recommend you do this is because you get a lot of different outcomes. In this case, she'll now charm her, which might be more beneficial than charming the top one. So get used to moving your heroes and trying again rearranging them. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's useful to use lower tier heroes. Although you haven't had the right amount of candies yet to upgrade them, doesn't mean they're not useful. Sometimes it is useful just to test your team by maybe throwing in someone a bit different who can maybe CC, interrupt or stun. Sometimes it can be more helpful than a higher one that just does damage. Tip 7, it's a pretty straightforward one, but you should be looking to complete your dailies every day until you get to the 100, and then claiming these. You should be doing this daily, and you want to aim to complete your weeklies as well until you reach the 100 one. You want to be doing that every week and every day. So tip 8. Tip 8 is the Arcane Labyrinth. One thing you might want to do here is choose these ones so you can skip 3 levels and get through it faster. You don't want to be doing this because 1, you want to be collecting the reward from the items you get for completing this stage, and 2, you want to get the items for clearing the stage that powers you up for the next level. As you get into hard mode, if you don't collect any of these, you're going to struggle a lot more. Another tip for the labyrinth is using the pause button. If you see things aren't going your way, you can pause the button and try again. If you do this before you get defeated, then your monsters all have their life back to normal and you can try again. If you leave it till too late, then this will not work. You need to realize that you're losing. You need to notice that things aren't going the way you wanted it to go to start with, and you need to pause, try again. Next time around, you rearrange, do something different, and you might have more luck. Just get used to using that pause, try again. Some people are closing the app, and that way it restarts it that way, but you don't want to be closing the app every time. It's just tedious and it will take a lot longer to get through the labyrinth than it's necessary. So you just want to remember to pause it and hit that try again button. Tip 9. Tip 9 is watch what you're spending your gems on. The game has a lot of things to entice you to spend gems, because then you end up buying more gems and giving them more money. So they try and get you to spend gems on items. They'll offer discounts and things like that. You really don't want to be buying items, and the only things you really want to be spending your gems on are summoning. Here it will cost 2,700 gems and you can summon 10. That's really the only place you should be spending your gems. The only time when I might spend gems in the store is, like I say, when the soul stones come in. For 90 diamonds you can get 5 soul stones. That's a small price, so they're the only things I really recommend that you spend gems on. Tip 10 is joining all their social pages. So I believe if you go in settings and community, you can find all their links to all their social pages here. The reason I recommend doing this is because they offer gem rewards, redemption codes, tips, tricks, all sorts of things on their Facebook pages, their Discord channels, things exclusive to them. They'll do a promotion in their Discord server that you might not see unless you're a part of their Discord server. So one thing I would do is make sure you join a lot of their communities. They're quite handy with tips on who you should be leveling up, who's strong at the moment and who's weak at the moment. And that's it for this video. Any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that subscribe button. And I'll be back shortly with a summoning video, so stick around to check out that one.